What's up, everybody? Welcome into your all-star break edition of Living the Guard Life. I'm Jacob. That's Nick. Below us is Roger First and Cuyahoga Falls. We're brought to you, as always, by our friends over Homage Apparel. I will throw a link down in the description down below. That'll link you right to their Guardians collection. I've got the Flying G shirt. It's on the way. Hopefully have it for the post all-star break episode next week, but we will see. Guys, real quick, before we jump into this, I want to talk about the Discord. There's a link down in the description for that as well. Zach and the crew over there, you want to make some money. Go subscribe to the Discord, $10 a month, or you can do $100 for the entire year. That'd give you 2 free months. You'll make that money back in a few days if you follow the guys over there. They're placing their sports bets exclusively there in the VIP section. They're winning, and there's a whole bunch of rumor chats and mailbags and all kinds of stuff. Everybody at the network's in there, so check out the Discord. Link it down in the description below. Gentlemen, how are we this evening?
Full disclaimer, we are not professionals, but Zach sure looks like one.
They're pretty good. Yeah.
All the guys on the Discord. But I just want to say, and I'm going to start off the show by saying I had my first correct prediction. At the All-Star break, the Cleveland Guardians are in first place of the AL Central, and maybe they limped in a little bit, but I'm going to celebrate this victory. I'm going to take, because I had to petition Jacob to be able to use this prediction again. And so finally, justice is served. I get it. And you know what? As we enter this show, I just want to say, and I'm going to tweet this out tomorrow because you guys inspired me thinking about it. If entering this year, I would have told you that the Guardians would be in first place at the All-Star break, you'd take it every time. Every time you take it. So here we are. It hasn't been the prettiest, but I'm excited about tonight's show. And so Roger, we missed you. How you doing?
Nick, Jacob, how you guys doing tonight? I'm doing well, man. We're at the midpoint, man. We're at the All-Star break, and we're just now hitting our stride as a ball club. And I do have a Bulldog 55 report.
Let's go.
Today, this is a season of trying out for travel teams, and we have 5 lined up. And today was the first one, and it's the Brownlee Lookouts Baseball Academy. What they do is it's really preparatory baseball academies to get you ready to play college baseball. And before practice even ended, he approached the coach, the guy that runs the whole thing, approached Dawson's mom because she's the agent. I'm just a scout. I'm just I get the towels and stuff. So and he was invited a roster spot on the premier team before tryouts even ended. He hit 71 miles an hour today. He's 13. He's going to be 14 in August. He threw 71, and he was hitting his locations right where they're telling him to put the ball. He was hitting it 65, 66, over and over again, and dropped down to 51 with the sinker, with the off speed. He's going to play college ball, man. I'm a proud dad. He worked his butt off for it, and so I had to plug that Man, it was a good day, and we got 5 more to go. And I told him you're going to get this offer because he turned a corner. He had a growth spurt over the winter, and he's a 5-tool ball player, man. He has the speed, the glove, the bat, the pitching. He's a 5-tool. He's gonna every one of these guys we go in front of is going to offer him a spot on the roster. He's just at that. He turned a corner, and he put a lot of hard work in. It's 13 seasons since he was 6, fall and spring.
Ooh. Hopefully he gets on that traveling team. They travel down here, and I'll go get my eyes on him and see what's going on.
Come down and go to Ohio U. You guys are going to be in your broadcasting careers. I'm going to be old and retired, and you're going to be talking about Dawson Lake, number 50, Bulldog 55, my son, playing professional baseball.
It is MLB draft night.
I know that kid.
It is MLB draft night, and so I hope that we fast forward about 7-ish years, 8 years. And we're all sitting here still doing living the guard life. Right. We could talk about it.
That's what exactly. They get them ready for the prep baseball report, the PBR tournaments, and that starts between 16 and 18 when the colleges start coming out and scouting you, and even the big leagues. So he's excited, and man, we're excited for him, and it's going to be a fun ride.
Absolutely.
And I got the Choochers right behind him, man. We got Jack. He's going to catch. We're gonna have like the Nailers. And then Henry will be the third, like the third Naylor. Let's talk about that for a second, Jake.
Miles Naylor, yeah. Oh my God, let's talk about the Nailers. I'm actually going to start with not my favorite Nailer, but I'm going to start with Bo Naylor.
Okay.
Because I tweeted this video out yesterday after he gets multi-hits yesterday. Had a couple multi-hit games in the last week or so, I believe. I can't remember the numbers from today because I could just tell early once they once they came back and started scoring some runs. I was like, so I don't remember the actual official stat line for today. But I think Bo's figuring some things out, and I think Roger was one of the very first people here to say it. And I think Nick and I echoed it, but it was like, let him figure it out. Like, he's not getting anything out of, he would not be getting anything out of AAA right now. I mean, obviously he gets something, but you know my point. Like, and I understand Cam Gallagher is always catching Shane Bieber, which I think is cool. It's fine, you know, so that's why Bo doesn't play today. But the point just being that, like, he came up and he looked lost and frustrated at the plate, and a lot of it was coming, I think, from he knew that there was, like, some of the fans and the media, I think, and even I probably was guilty of this, put a little bit too much on Bo's shoulders. And I wonder if, like, because he came up here looking to hit homers. Like, he knew that there was a lack of power up in the big leagues. They call him up to try to help with that. And everybody, like, on Twitter right now is like, we need more power. We need more power. And I completely agree. But Bo figuring things out will at least solve part of that. But, you know, a couple multi-hit games, really warming up at the plate. And as soon as he gets comfortable, this offense is completely different, because now you have four players, because I still think Josh Bell has not been fantastic, but I think he's been good. It's better than people act like. But him and both Nailers and Jose and Bell being able, and Jimenez, you know, starting to get more and more power in that lineup. I think if Bo can figure those things out and take the next step, I think it'd be really beneficial in the second half. And he's, if you're going to say right now who's your guy to watch in the second half, for me, it's Bo Naylor.
Yeah, you know what? I think anytime you were seeing a guy like Bo Naylor have 3-hit games, and both of them so far have come against Kansas City, which, you know, shout out, I love playing the Royals.
We do. We love it.
We love playing the Royals. But anytime you're seeing those types of hitting days happen, I think it adds a little bit more fuel to the fire that this can be, that Bo has it in him, that he belongs, and he's demonstrating. And no, nobody's ever going to have you're generally not going to have, you know, a guy getting multi-hits every single game. But just the fact that Bo Naylor has that type of potential in him is so far above what we've seen from the catcher position and hitting overall. So I think I'm really encouraged. That's the thing I'm most encouraged by, right? Like, I'm not expecting Bo to come into the league and light it on fire, although it would be great.
It'd be great, yeah.
Yeah, but seeing him blow up, you know, you have 3 hits this day, you have 3 hits that day, like, that really gives me a lot more faith that he belongs in the MLB and that the future ahead is bright.
I can't agree with you anymore, Nick, Jacob. You know, the one thing about, we know that his defense is, look at the play that he made on that throw out where he called for the pitch out, and he had to come across his body. He caught it 360 in the air. When he landed, his feet were pointed to second base. He was landed in a throwing position, you know, and he gunned the guy out. It was you may not see a better throw out.
He 360 no-scoped someone in real life.
Yeah, and you know what the difference is? And you said it, between the minor leagues and the big leagues is pressure situations. The big leagues, every situation pretty much is a pressure situation. Where you're playing in the minor leagues and you're at the top of the, you know, you're an elite minor league, there's really not a challenge there anymore. You're comfortable, you're at home, you know, and the pressure situations, whether it be as a catcher, a pitcher on the mound, or even at the plate batting, you know, the pressure situations are far less, you know, in the minor leagues. The major leagues, every one of these kids, every pitch from a Bybee or a Williams is a pressure situation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that's the difference in making that adjustment. And you're right, Nick. If he came out swinging out of the gate, hitting home runs, look at Bobby Bradley, man. You know, he's just crushing the ball for about a month, and then that was the last we've seen of him.
Yeah.
You know what? If it takes a little time to get your swing down, I'd rather see him hit 3 singles like he did yesterday, and just put contact on the ball and drive the ball up the middle is good enough for me. And worry about concentrate on the defensive part of your job and part of the game behind the plate. He's young, and I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be just fine back there.
I think so too, and I'm just happy they're letting him figure it out. Like just let him figure it out because although I will say I do like what David Fry has done lately. I think he's a really interesting player. But but they need Fry to be all over the place. Like he's that true utility man, and outside of Fry, there's nobody else to really challenge Bo at the catcher position in terms of, if Zunino was hitting even if it was like something low, like 240, but he was being consistent in the 240s, then I could see why you wouldn't want Bo, like you would be hesitant to let Bo figure it out. But there ain't nobody doing that. So just let him go out there and let him do his thing. Listen, Josh Naylor continues to just be absolute night and day about his approach. That's what I love right now, man. Like his approach to every at bat, like it's all of a sudden he went from, okay, I just came up with this weird fusion in my head, so get ready for this ride. So Naylor has got power, right? And do you remember what I told you last year, Nick, about what I love to do on MLB The Show? I used to just go up there with Franmil Reyes and I just swung at every pitch. I was like, I'm going to get it. And like, to an extent, Naylor was still a better hitter than Reyes overall, but it went from an approach like that to where his approaches are Jose Ramirez-like right now. I'm not saying he's on that level, but I don't know what his final line was, but going into today, his average was over 300. Josh Naylor's was going. I don't remember what the final number is after this day, but Nick will find it for us. So
he's batting 305 right now.
Okay, so we're still in the 300. So, but it's just like Jose will go up there and he'll sprinkle one to the opposite field for a single if that's what he needs to do. Jose will go up there and hug one down the other line, which of course he's a switch hitter, so it's a little bit different than what Naylor's doing. But Naylor does not have an issue with a single or a double anymore. Like, and I'm not saying he was Franmil Reyes because he wasn't. He's still better than that. But it was just there were similar approaches where they were going up to get hits that were home runs. And I think you could slowly see that in Naylor as this season's gone along, where I think he's just taking a completely different approach to where he's going from a good all-around hitter and a great power hitter to a great all-around hitter and a great power hitter. And like he's getting on that level. And to me, that's why there's a 22 jersey downstairs. And that's why like he should be in the All-Star game. I don't give a shit if some people want to say, well, it's really just June. I don't care. Look at what he's doing. He's becoming a well-rounded player. He's had some nice plays at first base, some bad ones too, but all around, I think every aspect of Josh Naylor's game is better in 2023.
My favorite stat. So yes, today was an abomination. And I'm sure we'll touch on that briefly. But my favorite stat is that entering today, Josh Naylor had an RBI in 44 out of his last 45 games. Whew. That is crazy consistent.
He had an RBI today, didn't he?
They only scored one run today. I don't believe that today was his art. Yeah, that'd be really cool if he was the one that knocked in the run. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure he did.
But so entering today, he hit 44 RBIs in 45 games, and I think, Jacob, that speaks to your point about Josh becoming a lot more of a hitter who is okay with just getting hits. You don't have to kill it every time. And we've all seen Naylor, especially that high heat. Although I love it when he goes for it because, man, if he connects, it's leaving the yard. But I think Naylor's been, if honestly, like Jose's been a little bit ahead of him in batting average, but I would argue that over the last. So we talked a couple of times on the shows about the first 50 games for the Guardians and basically beyond. I would imagine that beyond the first 50 games, Naylor's probably been the best hitter on the Guardians lineup since those first
absolutely.
50 games, which I mean, it's crazy to think about, and tells you. So Roger, what? He's 25 years old still. So.
He is leading the team in batting average, Josh Naylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, which I think leads in because I know you've got a lot to say about Josh, Roger, but
Go ahead, Nick. Finish.
I want to echo what Jacob said, and the fact that he's not an all-star is very frustrating because I listened to an interview not so long ago, and they talked about one of the things that frustrated Francisco Lindor most about his time in Cleveland was that he didn't make the all-star team. And that really, I don't know why, it's just stuck in the back of my brain. And so when we see a guy performing this well and just not getting the recognition, I think I can't help but feel frustrated.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm frustrated with it when a ball player, and it happens every year, it's a popularity contest, sometimes more. But, if you look at Vladimir Guerrero's numbers are pretty close to what Josh Naylor has, and he's the backup, he's having a pretty good season in Toronto. It's pretty much a coin toss. Naylor's ahead of him, I think, in RBIs, and he has the home runs on Naylor, and they're right there with the batting averages. It's a close race, and he's having a good season too, because that's the first thing I looked up at. Who is he getting screwed over? I'm like, unless you get rid of a second baseman, backup or something. First base in the AL is a pretty tough position to make an all-star ballot. Make an all-star team.
Sure.
What I see, Jacob, and what you were talking about, you said you've seen a switch, and he's becoming a professional hitter. And you saw it with the Jose Ramirez a few, years ago, maybe 2017, 16 into 17, where the helmet stopped flying off. He stopped looking out of control. He stopped looking like he's swatting at flies sometimes, and he's up there putting the baseball. He's taking what the pitcher is giving him. That's what Jose Ramirez does. Okay, you want to pitch me outside? I'm hitting lefty. I'm going to take it to left field. I'm going to take what you give me. And that's what Josh Naylor's learning how to do, is become a professional hitter. Some of the greatest I ever seen, like a Julio Franco, man. Julio Franco's going to get on base. Remember back in the day, Julio slapping a ball could be 3 feet off the plate, and Julio's going to hit it. Josh Naylor's learned how to become. You see him in a lot more control. I'll never forget that Tito said, when Josh Naylor's going well, when his helmet isn't flying off. When he's under control and you see that smooth swing and him following through and his helmet never moves. Tito said that's when Naylor's going well. So every time he comes up to bat, I watch that. And I haven't seen his helmet fly off, and I can't even remember last time I seen a crazy out-of-control swing like that. So, man, I love him. He's a hell of a ball player, and he's not getting the recognition. But I'll tell you what, this season, and he continues on this, and he comes back next year strong, he's going to make the all-star team, because the recognition is going to be there, and people are going to start paying attention when it's 2 years in a row and you're putting up those kind of numbers.
So Josh Naylor overall, 305, 11 home runs, 64 knockdowns at the All-Star break, and even 45 and 45 for the Guardians. One thing I want to say, as we're doing a little bit here of this show on looking back, and then a little bit of this show looking forward, and we'll make our bold predictions. Our bold predictions, by the way, to the other guys, when our bold predictions come at the end of this episode, remember that they will only play 3 games in between now and when we see each other. So when you go to make these, remember they're just having that one series against the Rangers in between this episode and the next. I just wanted to throw it out there so that everybody feels good about their things. But I want to say they're sitting at 45 and 45. Hammy said today that going into this game, they had the exact same record as last year. They were in the exact same spot as last year's team. Let's keep that in mind. There were points where I thought this team, in this first half, where I thought this team was that last year was just way too soon, and they had come crashing back to earth. There was, especially getting into April, mid-April, right then, because that's kind of when they started playing better, around mid-April or so. Mid-May, when they started playing a little bit better, and then going into a really nice month of June and a good beginning to the month of July. There was points where I was just like, maybe I'm not gonna watch every Guardians game, like because like that was the outcomes of the games I was watching. Would made me be like, am I watching the Browns? Are we sure it's in June? Like I was like, what are we doing? So there was some of that, and they've kind of traded issues. Like all of a sudden, their pitching hasn't been as good, but the hitting's doing it. So here's the thing: we have seen pitching carry this team. We've seen hitting kind of carry this team. And the hitting survived like some of the bullpen's implosions. Yeah. So when you put all of that together, you say, this might not be a World Series club because I just don't know that they have enough power for that. But is this a team that could win a series in like a wild card series or something like that? Or even the divisional round, you know what I mean? Like, could they do something like that? Yeah, I think that this team should push for a playoff berth. And when we get there, let's just figure out what the hell we're doing.
Yeah, you know what? There are some more encouraging signs too. I wanted to touch on something near and dear to Roger's heart. I know is that Aaron Zavala came out and he had himself a hell of a day. 9 strikeouts, 9 of them. What a performance! I'm very encouraged.
Don't you guys steal my prediction?
No.
Hey, no. Who predicted last week that Zavala goes 7 innings of 3 runs or less?
Hey,
Jacob Roach.
Jacob.
This guy.
He's on fire. How does he do it?
Look how loose this hat is on my head.
It's really cool that they put shout out to the Guardians for putting that Ohio on the side there. So. And like really, that's
using the Guardians blue, but a neutral gray.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
We got it when we sang the national anthem for free. They were giving them to us.
Oh. And I'll tell you what. So I couldn't come through for Jacob. I just want to say this really quick. Just the Guardians give away so many great things. And that Jose Ramirez bucket hat.
I want one of those so bad. Oh my God. Man.
And I'll tell you what.
Anybody that has one, email me at thebarkingbrownshow@gmail.com. Yeah. Email me and I'll give you $40.
And wow, there it is. Okay. And so I want to say I went for a tuxedo fitting for a wedding recently, the other day. And my friend came in wearing this giant, awesome Larry Doby shirt. Like honestly, really nice. And they gave shirts away for Larry Doby Day. And I just feel like every day the Guardians are giving something away and just like making it worth it for fans to go down there. So I just think they do that so well, and I want to give them their props.
They absolutely do, Nick, man. There's always something given away, man. Always. They had the Tito shirts a couple of weeks. Man, they always got a good giveaway.
I just want to say, in the spirit of giveaways, because you've probably been wondering, we talked about this a couple of times. So we were so graciously able to get an extra Andres Gimenez bobblehead in our latest giveaway. And so we had actually a bunch, which Jacob has right there. So you've got the box here. You got Andres Gimenez right there. It's awesome. Love it. I love the red and the blue cap. That's great. That's a great Guardians hat. But anyway, we had a bunch of responses today on Twitter. So thank you all very much for giving us your favorite Guardians and just being here and right along with us. But our winner today is none other than Jessica, longtime supporter from the Barking Brown Show to Dog Chug to
She got pulled? Oh, man.
She did. Jessica came in today and said Emmanuel Clase was her favorite Guardian. So out of all you guys that entered, Jessica's our winner. So we're going to get this to you. Thank you, everybody, for participating, for being here. We appreciate you, and we absolutely will find more ways to give back because I think I speak for all three of us here when I say we've really enjoyed being able to do this show and just talk baseball. And slowly but surely, our views have been rising along with it. So thanks, everybody. It means the world to us that we get to do this.
Man, I love that. Just the fact that people watch it is just I want more people to reach out to us, man.
Yeah.
And because we don't go live, you can't comment live show, but we'll give us some questions.
Oh, yeah.
Give us some stuff, man. All of you guys, Anderson's Design, Avery, anybody that's watching, Drew always watches.
Drew's
all
always
of you
watching.
guys, man.
Yeah, and what we need to do is I do it for the Barking Browns and just ask people right before we record if they have questions for the show, because I do it for the Barking Browns, but like I don't always do it very often. So we'll try to do that on Twitter and stuff. But you can also, I don't have a special email for this show, but if the Barking Brown Show at gmail.com, so you can put the THE in front of it. If you want anything to be covered on these shows. So
Yeah,
you can email me and stuff.
I'm in a great circle of guys. You see the guys that I talk to and the women and just the Guardian fans that I'm in this just a great circle of people. I'm going to start spreading the word and get some stuff from those because I know some of them watch,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So as we kind of have talked about some of the biggest points this first half, I think Andres Jimenez has been really nice. I just thought of okay, so for today, I just decided this. Oh. This is how the show's going to end. We're going to make 2 predictions, okay?
Ooh.
We're going to do our weekly prediction, but we're also going to predict something for the second half.
I got it.
Okay.
So, because I just had in my head something that I think is going to happen. And I was like, yeah, but that's not. I don't think it'll happen in the next week. So I was like, what am I going to do? And I was like, what am I going to do with this? And I was like, wait, I can make them suffer. So we've talked about, a lot of what we wanted to talk about looking back, Naylor. I just think the overall future of this team is just somebody that could just be irritating in October. You know what I mean? Like make the postseason and be irritating because you're like, oh, I got to go play the damn Guardians, and that team just scraps. That's what I think. And so let's start, guys. I'll ask you guys: would you rather start at the next week's prediction, or would you like to start with the next half's prediction?
I think the week, and then we'll go season long for the long haul type thing to start, and then
Okay.
Is that good, Nick?
Yeah, I like
Nick,
it.
Okay.
You go first. You go first tonight. You got your prediction for the Rangers series, essentially.
Okay.
I was thinking about that, and the Rangers are a good team. So as much as I want to sweep them, I'm going to say that the Guardians are going to take the series from the Rangers. They're going to come out of the All-Star break swinging, and they're going to take the series from the Rangers.
So you take 2 of 3 from.
Take 2 of 3.
Win at least 2. Win at least 2.
Yeah, win at least 2. Which because
the Rangers have lost 16 of their last 21 games.
Have they really?
They got smoked today. The Rangers aren't playing good baseball, and a week off when you're not playing good baseball sometimes doesn't bode well for you.
Hold on. Hey, can you bring me a pen?
So, despite that, which is crazy, Roger. Despite that, they are still 52 and 39 in first place.
Right, I know.
That is.
But this is the time to play. Hey, this is the perfect time to play the Texas Rangers.
Let's do it. Series win, baby. That's you heard it.
I'm running with you. I hope you hit.
Okay.
All right, you're up.
What you got, Roger?
It's on me. All right. Man, I had 2 of them. Can I double down because I blew last week? I don't know which one I want to do. I love the way Savali pitched, but you know what? I'm going to go with my boy Rosario. I'm going to go with Rosario and say that he gets. Man, they're playing a 3-game series. That's 12 at bats. I'm going to say he gets 4+ hits, and he crosses the plate 3 times in the series. How about that, Rosario?
Oh, man,
Rosario stays hot. He's been, and people are mad at me right now like it's my fault he's hot. Because Nick, I love Rosario, man. I love the way he plays the game of baseball. There's never a high and there's never a low. You see him strike out, and he walks back to the dugout just like if he, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he's the first one to run up them steps when something good happens to a teammate. He runs out. I don't care if he dribbles the ball to the first baseman. I don't care if it's a one-hop shot. He's going to sprint to first base, man. I love the way Rosario plays the game. There
this
you
is
go.
My Guardian Sharpie.
All right. Hey.
All right. I won't let you down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said Rosario 4 hits.
I'm going to say Rosario gets 4+. Yeah, 4 hits.
4+. That's safe.
And I threw in the bonus that he crossed the plate 3 times because when he gets on base, he crosses the plate. So if he gets 4 hits,
does.
Yeah. So
he's
hot. Him and Naylor.
I will say that the Nailers drive in 5 runs.
Wow. Nice.
That's not. I like that.
Combo. You went with the combo platter, the number 2. I like it.
Yeah.
Number 2 with the exercise. Yeah.
All right. Let's make our overall long haul statements. Nick, we'll start with you again. Second half, something, and it can really be anything, just like the other bets. Like you could say, oh, they're going to win the division, or
I've got one for you.
Whatever. You can do it however you want to do.
Okay. So as it sits, Tanner Bybee is 5-2, which by all accounts, that's a good start to your MLB career there. I am going to predict double-digit wins for Tanner Bybee by the time the season is over.
Nice.
Okay.
That's very doable.
I believe in
Very
that kid. I think he has been damn good for all the hype that he came up with, and overall, I think he's really settled in. He's pitched better, and I'm thinking he's going to pitch, or he's going to win double-digit games this year.
That's a big bet, Nick, only because how much pitchers do not matter in wins and losses today, and how much they get blamed sometimes when it isn't on them.
Yeah.
You know, when they leave the game and they're winning, and then somebody else, lets the lead get away. So that's a strong. I like that, man.
Okay,
That's a ballsy one. Yeah.
Mr. Cuyahoga Falls, what do you got?
I'm going to go with. All right, there's 72 games left. We're 45-45. This is a team prediction. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to go 46-26 the rest of the way. All right, and we're going to finish 91-71. They're going to go.
Wow.
They're going to be 14 games above 500 at home and 7 on the road. Last season they were 11-11. It was a split. But I think they're going to finish 91-71, win the division. They're going to go 46-26. Tito's teams are hot in the second half. They're just now starting to play good baseball, man, and look out.
In the second half, Oscar Gonzalez will return to the major leagues.
Okay.
Have a pivotal role. I don't know. It might be sometime in August before he comes up.
Okay.
But I think Gonzalez comes up. Oh, this is so. Yeah. I think Gonzalez comes up and drives in double-digit runs before the season is over and has a really big, I'll say 15. I'll say 15 ribbies down the stretch to have a big hand in what happens.
I like that. That's gutsy. I respect it.
Okay. How many home runs do you think? 7? 5?
Yeah, I would say 7 to 10.
10 would be and I think the ribbies you're going to be well under the ribby. I think he's going to come up and produce. I really do.
Yeah, well, he's crushing it in Columbus right now.
Yeah, I see him hitting easy 11, 12 home runs if he comes up and he's on fire. What? You figure he does that, and you're looking at 25 RBIs. 30 RBIs.
Yeah.
And you're looking at a guy that could help solve the problem, which is they just can't get enough of those to go from the bat to the seats.
Absolutely.
Right.
So,
and I don't care what a lot of people. These are young baseball players. If you do not platoon right field, if you do not, Quan, Straw are fine. They'll play 160 games, 158 games. But with Brennan, if you platoon these young ball players, you're going to add some life to their season, and it's going to benefit us in September and October. People, crying about, move Brennan to center and Gonzalez full time. They're not ready to, just.
Yeah. Hey, if the season,
thank God those people don't run the Guardians. Is all I got to say.
If the season ended today, the Guardians would be in the playoffs. By all accounts, that is exactly where we want them to be.
Right.
And that's what I'm looking for them to maintain. You've climbed out of your first 50 game doldrums that they always seem to have. You've climbed out of them. You've been playing better as of late. Today's game was rough, but overall they've been hitting better, and I think that is as encouraging of a sign as you could ask for to where the season ends.
Yeah, today was you're playing the same team 4 games in a row, and you pretty much owned them the first 3 games. And I said it on Dog Chug that they were going to go 3 for 4 and finish the season 45 and 4. Finish the first half of the season 45 and 45.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to drop one of those games. It's hard to win a 4-game series, sweep a 4-game series against anybody.
Sure.
So
No, that makes a ton of sense. So you took 3 or 4 to enter the All-Star break, and you've got a lot of really interesting and exciting series, including Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, which is going to be a good time.
Wow, man, they're going to be hot. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna
And we get the Royals back in between those 2 series, I think.
Yeah.
These would be Texas, Pittsburgh, Royals, and then the Reds. Yeah, it's going to be some good baseball coming up in July, going into August, man.
We're looking at a potentially really exciting time for the Guardians, very similar to last year. I think all 3 of us are feeling good vibes about it.
Yep, and attendance is up 5%. They said from last year. People are going out to the ballpark.
Yeah.
Those new tickets that they have are working. They're getting people down there, and that's a great thing, man. That's a great. I know me, Jack, and Dawson. We're going down to a Dodgers game, and I'm looking for a good giveaway to take them to, so we can go get something, an awesome giveaway. Really cool. So,
well, luckily there's no shortage of them because the Guardians really do it well. So, with that being said, this is an episode of Living the Guard Life. I'm Nick. That's Jacob. That's Roger. Thanks for living the Guard Life with us.